Hello. hello. I'm so sad. That stream crashed. Hi. Hello. Cal says I think it was just on my end. I don't think he was affected at all. I don't know what the problem is, though. I thought everything was fine. It's okay. It's okay. Ads are starting in 1 minute. Lame. That's so lame. Oh well. If anyone is still here, ads are starting in 1 minute, so you may want to lower your volumes if you are not subscribed. I don't remember where I was. Let's see. I hope I don't crash again. I will be very sad. But it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, finally, a band of heroes, led by the legendary warrior Minamoto no Yorimitsu, assaulted Shutendoji's palace, and with the help of some magical poison were able to assault the Oni band during a bout of heavy drinking. They cut off the drunken Shutendoji's head, but even after cutting it off, the head continued to bite at Minamoto no Yorimitsu. Because the head belonged to an Oni and was unholy, it was buried outside of the city limits at a mountain pass called Oinosaka. The cup and bottle of poison that Minamoto no Yorimitsu used are said to be kept at Nariai-ji Temple in Kyoto. So that's cool. I'm wondering if you can actually go and see this in person then. The cup and bottle of poison. That is so cool. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh. It actually says there's a lot to say about Shutendoji in the book. So let's read. Shutendoji is a legendary ogre leader who, in one version, dwelled on Mount Oe, northwest of Kyoto, together with his horde of ogres, including Ibaraki Doji. Oh, really? Oh. Maybe it's just a myth then. That's okay. The picture hand scroll Mount Oe in pictures and words from the 14th century in the collection of the Itsuo Art Museum in Ikeda, Osaka, is considered the oldest surviving record of the Shutendoji legend. One version of the legend claims that Shutendoji was born in Ichigo and had been around since the 8th century. He was born with hair and teeth after a 16-month pregnancy, able to immediately walk. He had the strength of a 16-year-old and was considered an ogre child due to his rough temperament. After his mother abandoned him, he became an ogre. Another version states that Shutendoji was born in Omi province and his father was the legendary large serpent/dragon Yamada no Orochi from Japanese mythology. Shutendoji underwent training as a Buddhist monk, but ignored the edict to abstain from alcohol. One day, intoxicated at a religious festival, he dressed like an ogre and, unable to take off the costume, turns into one. Yamato no Orochi is in persona. Oh, cool. That's so cool. Shuten Doji underwent training as a Buddhist monk but ignored the edict to abstain from alcohol. One day, intoxicated at a religious festival, he dressed like an ogre and, unable to take off the costume, turns into one. Yet another version of the legend has Shuten Doji living in Yamato province as a Buddhist page and describes him as having fed his priest teacher meat from dead corpses. Oh. That he found as well as from people he had killed. After this was revealed, he was abandoned in the mountains and became an ogre. Well known is the legend that Shuten Doji and his ogre horde abducted young women and terrified Kyoto. The brave warrior Minamoto Yorimitsu and his closest allies, the four heavenly kings. Watanabe Tsuna, Urabe Suetake, Sakata Kintoki, and Usui Saramitsu disguised themselves as Buddhist monks and traveled to Shuten Doji's mountain stronghold to put an end to his terror. Thank you so much for the follow, big hero! Please enjoy your stay. After being admitted, the group was forced to watch the ogres feasting on a banquet of human flesh. When the ogres fell asleep from their excessive indulgence, the hero seized the opportunity to slay the horde, including Shuten Doji himself, who Yorimitsu decapitated. Nevertheless, the demon's head still attempted to bite Yorimitsu, and in doing so, broke off one of the helmet's ornaments. The teeth were so deeply embedded in Yorimitsu's helmet that the demon's head got stuck to it. Toriyama Sekine, in his book Illustrations of Another Demon Horde from Past and Present, also known as Konjaku Gazu Zoku Hyaki from 1779, portrayed the demon lord in his mountain lair as he is relaxing, using one of his underlings as a pillow. Oh my gosh. Tsukioka Yoshitoshi also used this motif in 1865 when he captured Shuten Doji at a feast surrounded by beautiful women, watching one of them, half-clad, engaged in a mock tug-of-war with an ogre. Particularly popular in Japanese visual arts is the moment when Yorimitsu and the four heavenly kings attack Shuten Doji, who tries to viciously defend himself. In one triptych, Katsukawa Shuntei has Tsuna and Kintoki stabbing the body in the center while its head is attached to Yorimitsu, who is supported by a sixth warrior, Hirai Yasumasa. Suetake in the top right corner is chasing some ogres with his sword, while Saramitsu below him is imperturbably sweeping a few small ogres with a broom. Especially dramatic is the rendition of the attack by Uragawa Yoshitsuya, who captures the feline head of Shuten Doji before it clings to Yorimitsu's helmet. The center sheet of Yoshitsuya's composition is entirely taken up by the gigantic red head with yellow-green eyes and horns, surrounded by streaming hair. That one was pretty interesting. Shuten Doji. I like that the book had a lot to say about it too. That's very interesting though, that he was born like, oh well, there's just different stories, but the one where he is born a human boy, His mother was normal, like human, and his father was the great dragon Yamata no Orochi. So it's interesting that he turns into a demon from that. Very interesting. Okay, well, that one was a bit fun to read up. Up next is Ibaraki Doji. Let's see if it's on our website here. Yes, it is. Ibaraki Doji. Oh. Oh. I was trying to figure out what was going on in this picture. The Oni's hand got cut off. Oh my. Like. Okay. Ibaraki Doji translates, it's a nickname. It means thorn tree child. Origin: Ibaraki Doji was one of the most famous and most feared demons to wreak havoc on Japan. She was the chief deputy to Shuten Doji, the greatest Oni of all. Not very much is known about Ibaraki Doji's life. It isn't even known if Ibaraki Doji was male or female. Most stories and illustrations depict Ibaraki Doji as a Kijo, or female Oni, yet there are other stories which refer to Shuten Doji's deputy as a male. There is also a possibility that not only were the two partners in crime, but also lovers. Oh, that's kinda cute. What is known is that Ibaraki Doji was a wholly terrible and fearsome monster, bent of wreaking as much havoc in the human world as possible. Legends. Ibaraki Doji's most famous story takes place at Rashomon, the southern gate of Old Kyoto's city walls. Rashomon was built in 789, but after the Heian period it fell into serious disrepair and became known as an unsavory place. It was overgrown and unkempt. Thieves and bandits hung out near it. It even served as a dumping point for unwanted babies and a spot to dispose of murder victims. But the scariest part of its haunted reputation was the legend of Rashomon no Oni, the demon of Rashomon. After his celebrated victory over Shuten Doji, the hero Minamoto no Yorimitsu returned triumphant to Kyoto. He was celebrating at his home with his deputies, Sakata no Kintoki, Urabe no Suetake, Usui Saramitsu, and Watanabe no Tsuna. When Fujiwara no Yasumasa, a noble, informed them that an Oni was seen haunting Rashomon Gate, Watanabe no Tsuna, having just returned from a great battle with Shuten Doji's clan, could not believe that there were any Oni left, and single-handedly went out to investigate. He mounted his horse and went south. When Tsuna arrived at the gate, a great howling wind broke out and his horse could travel no further. He dismounted and went on foot. Approaching the gate in the fierce gale, he noticed an enormous hand suddenly reach out of the dark to grab his helmet. Tsuna wasted no time and swung his great katana around, severing the arm of an enormous demon. It was Ibaraki Doji, coming to avenge the murder of Shuten Doji. The injured demon ran away, leaving her arm behind, and Rashomon was no longer haunted. Ibaraki Doji later returned to Rashomon looking for her arm. She disguised herself as Watanabe Natsuna's wet nurse and was able to steal back her severed arm and flee. After that, her whereabouts were never known again, though for many years after, occasionally, in some town or another, villagers would claim that they had seen Ibaraki Doji coming or going, always in connection with some kind of mischief. I mean, this Oni didn't sound that bad. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. 1 second. Okay. Now let's read from the book. Ibaraki Doji, literally meaning Ibaraki child, is a large ogre that features in Heian period tales and legends. He is the most important servant of the ogre leader Shutendoji, and both are based on Mount Oe, northwest of Kyoto, from where they sometimes descended to create havoc in Kyoto. The warrior Minamoto Yorimitsu and his vassals? Oh, wait. Oh, honey, thank you for the flowers. They're so cute and pretty. They smell very good. Okay. The four heavenly kings put an end to that and killed Shutendoji, but Ibaraki Doji was able to escape. The exact place of Ibaraki Doji's birth is unclear, but there are several theories that it could have been Ichigo, like Shutendoji. Ibaraki Doji was a beautiful boy and received many love letters. Once he received a letter that was smeared with blood, which he licked and instantly turned into an ogre. Shutendoji heard of this story and recruited him to attack surrounding villages, and later shifting to Kyoto. Another theory claims that he came from Setsu, where he was born with teeth after an 18-month-long pregnancy. He was already able to walk when he was born and had a glint in his eyes that shocked his mother, who then died. His family abandoned him, but he was taken in by the wife of a barber. After learning the trade, he once injured a customer with his blade and licked his bloody fingers. Liking the taste, he then deliberately cut customers, drank their blood, and became an ogre. A famous story about Ibaraki Doji and Watanabe Tsuna, one of the four heavenly kings, exists in several versions. What they have in common is that Ibaraki Doji attacks Tsuna to take revenge for his fallen master, Shutendoji. But Tsuna is able to fend him off. The location where this incident happened changes in the different versions, but one takes place at the Rashomon Gate in Kyoto. A wild gastrodon appears. Ibaraki Doji lost his arm in the quarrel, which Tsuna kept as a trophy. Ibaraki Doji returned to Tsuna, but has transformed into Tsuna's old aunt in order to be able to enter the mansion. He convinced Tsuna to show him the severed arm. Tsuna took out the large box in which he had put the arm and showed it to Ibaraki Doji. Ibaraki Doji managed to grab the arm and disappeared into the night. They really wanted their arm back. for Ibaraki Doji. Let's, up next is Rashomon no Oni. Let's just type in this first and see if anything pops up. Oh. I don't think it's also known as Yuzaku. Excuse me. Oh, it's just a variation of Ibaraki Doji. Oh, we already read about that one on the website. Okay. We can just move on then. We already read it. Oh. I was wrong. We're actually on the last part of the book now, which is part 6, Onryo, which means vengeful spirits. So cool, so cool. Okay, first up is Yoshihira at the Nunobiki Falls. I wonder if it has a different name, in case it doesn't go by that. Yoshihira, let's try that. Yoshihira. No! I hate it when it does that. No results. I'm still gonna read it from the book, but I want to find a picture. 1 second. Yoshihira at the Nunobiki Falls. Yeah. Ooh, wait, this is a place that you can visit. It's a waterfall in Japan. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Cool. Okay, let me find a picture real quick. Oh, I like this one better. Okay, here it is. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. I think this, whatever in the middle is the Onryo, I want to say. Okay, let's read. Yoshihira at the Nunobiki Falls. Minamoto Yoshihira was the eldest son of Yoshitomo, the head of the Minamoto, or Genji, samurai clan. In 1155, Yoshihira retaliated against his uncle Yoshikata, who had occupied an area that had been under the command of Yoshihira's father. Yoshihira overpowered and killed Yoshitaka. After this battle, Yoshihira became known as Kamakura Akugenda. While the character Aku usually means evil or bad, in this context it simply means fierce or strong. Yoshihira had fought alongside his father during the Heiji Rebellion of 1159, a military attempt to reduce the influence of Taira Kiyomori over the imperial courts in Kyoto. At first it seemed as if the insurgents would be victorious, but then the Minamoto were defeated and Yoshitomo was killed. Yoshihira was able to flee, but is said to have... flipping the page. Said to have returned to the capital to avenge his father's death by killing Kiyomori. The exact details are historically unclear, but it is certain that Yoshihira did not succeed and was instead captured. In 1160, he was executed at Rokujo Gawara, the execution grounds located on the riverside of the Kamo River. The war epic, The Tale of Heiji, greatly embellished the story about Yoshihira's death. According to the epic, Yoshihira was discovered at an inn in Kyoto, which was surrounded by 300 horsemen under the command of Nanba Jiro Tsuneto, a retainer of Kiyomori. Yoshihira was able to escape the search party but was later captured. Tsuneto's younger brother, Nanba Saburo Tsunefusa, was ordered by Kiyomori to decapitate Yoshihira. Before Tsunefusa could make the fatal slash, he was mocked by Yoshihira, who, in his last moments, swore to return as a thunderbolt and strike Tsunefusa dead. 8 years later, Tsunefusa accompanied Kiyomori on a pleasure trip to the Nunobiki Falls in present-day Kobe. Suddenly, lightning struck, and Nanba was killed. The dramatic moment of the revenge-seeking Yoshihira emerging in dark clouds, sending out lightning bolts, and attacking and killing Tsunefusa became a popular motif in woodblock prints. However, there seems to have been some confusion about the names of the Nanba brothers because, on prints, Tsunefusa tends to be erroneously labeled as Jiro instead of Saburo. That's funny. They're getting his name wrong. Oh, I just realized this whole time I was not holding my book. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Up next is Kiyomori seeing skulls. I feel like we read about that earlier. Yeah, I feel like it's that one. The Mekurabe. They're similar to. It's just the giant skull that watches. Well, we can use this picture. Since I read it before, I'm just gonna read what it says in the book and not what it says on the website. But I think this one is really cool. Kiyomori seeing skulls. Taira Kiyomori assumed control of the Taira, or Heiki, clan of samurai after his father, Taramori, passed away in 1159. Taramori had consolidated the influence of his family at the imperial courts and fought victoriously in 1156 on the side of the Emperor Go Shirakawa at the Hogen Rebellion in Kyoto when an attempt was made to change the course of the imperial succession. I feel like that was the longest sentence I've ever read. Oh my god. Go Shirakawa formally abdicated in 1158, but continued to rule instead of his eldest son, the new Emperor Nijo. At court, the influence of Kiyomori, who had fought alongside his father, increased significantly, and a rivalry developed between him and his former ally, Minamoto Yoshitomo. The head of the rival Minamoto, or Genji, samurai clan. The climax came in 1160 when Kiyomori left Kyoto on a personal pilgrimage, and Yoshitomo seized the opportunity to rise up and put both the retired Emperor Go Shirakawa and the current Emperor Nijo under house arrest. Oh. While the plan appeared to have succeeded, Kiyomori returned to Kyoto with an army, orchestrated the escape of the emperors, and crushed the insurgents, which came to be known as the Heiji Rebellion. Yoshitomo was killed, and Kiyomori emerged as the leader of the sole samurai clan at court. Pursuing even greater political power, Kiyomori was able to climb the ranks of government and reached his zenith in late 1166. When he was appointed Minister of the Interior, also known as Nai Daijin, and then in early 1167 appointed to Chancellor, also known as Daijo Daijin, the highest administrative rank of the imperial government. Until then, this position was only granted to members of the noble families, and they were displeased that a samurai had attained so much power. After just 3 months, Kiyomori resigned to be free of any duties and just take pleasure in the social and political prestige he had achieved. However, he continued to fortify the position of his clan by arranging a marriage between his daughter and Emperor Takakura and, the fourth son of Go Shirakawa. After their son was born in 1178, Kiyomori staged a coup d'etat to remove his political rivals from their positions and replace them with his allies. He imprisoned Go Shirakawa and forced Takakura to abdicate and to crown his infant son, Kiyomori's grandson, as emperor. The surviving sons of Minamoto Yoshitomo, who Kiyomori had not killed, were called upon to help put an end to Kiyomori's dictatorial moves, which led to Genpei War between Taira and Minamoto clans in 1180. In the spring of 1181, Kiyomori died of illness, leaving the leadership of the clan to his son Munemori. In his later years, Kiyomori had begun to experience high fevers, accompanied by horrific visions, in which he saw hundreds of skulls. Hundreds of skulls. Of his slayed enemies in the snowy garden of his villa. A wild Firo appears. You know what? I will read about Mekarabe again. Mekarabe is just so cool. I like it a lot. Mekarabe translates to staring contest, and its alternate name is Dokuro no Kai, which means the phenomenon of skulls. 1 second, I need to fix my posture. Okay. We're good. Appearance. Mekarabe are giant mounds of skulls and severed heads which stare at people. Oh. Thank you for the hydrate, honey. Uh, Mekarabe are giant mounds of skulls and severed heads which stare at people. They begin as masses of individual skulls which roll around and around. Eventually, they clump together and form into a massive skull-shaped mound. Interactions. Mekarabe are only known for doing one thing: staring at people. If you win the staring contest, the skulls will vanish without a trace. If you lose the staring contest, what happens next is not recorded. Origin. Mekarabe are famously described in the Tale of the Heiki. Their name was invented later during the Edo period, and Mekarabe appears in Toriyama Sekin's Konjaku Hyaki Shui. Legends. Taira no Kiyomori, the young general who had just recently conquered all of Japan, stepped out into his garden one morning to see an uncountable number of skulls rolling about, glaring at him. The surprised Kiyomori called for his guards, but nobody heard him. As Kiyomori watched, the skulls began to gather together in the middle of the garden. They clumped together, rolling up on top of each other, and formed a single giant mass. The pile of skulls was shaped like an enormous skull, close to 45 meters in size. The mass of skulls glared at Kiyomori out of its countless eye sockets. Kiyomori took a breath and steadied himself. He glared back at the skulls with all of his resolve. Finally, the mass of skulls crumbled apart. The skulls melted like a snowflake in the sun and vanished without a trace. I like that one so much. I don't know why. I think it just looks super cool. Okay. Okay. Up next we have Yoshitsune at Daimotsu Bay. I doubt this one is going to show. Oh, you know what, actually? This one is the... I think this is the one where... Sorry, I can't speak. My thoughts don't become words right now. I read about this one before, though. It's the spirits in the water, like in the ocean. That's like sailor men or whoever is out in the ocean. They will see like a giant skull, or and that's just one version of it. But there's like many spirits in the water that sailor men have seen. That's so cool. I want to see if I can find it on the website though. Yoshitsune. Let's see. I really want to read about it again. Oh man. None of these look familiar to me. Daimotsu Bay. Daimotsu Bay. No. Let me see. Let me take a quick look. Hmm. I bet it'll say it in here somewhere. Hmm. Nope. That's okay. I'm still gonna read about it. I might be wrong, though. I might be wrong. Lamia! Lamia! You didn't fall asleep? It's okay if you did. Um... Lamia, there's something I have to show you. You fell asleep earlier, and so I couldn't show you this one. Actually, this might be the wrong one. I don't remember its name. That's the one I just read. That's not the one, that's not the one. 1 second. What was the name of it again? Oh, Otakemaru. Otakemaru. Oops. Lamia, I think you might like this one. This Oni right here. Oh my god. I know, right? As soon as I saw it, I was like, I bet Lamia would have something to say about this one. Oh my goodness. Also, my stream crashed while you were gone, while you were sleeping. So, welcome back. Okay. I need to look for a picture of this next one. So, one moment while I do that. Yoshitsune at Daimatsube. Lamia. Wrong game. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is such a small picture. I would like to be able to see it. This one? Yeah, this one works. Well, let's just not zoom in too much. Like it's very blurry. Okay, so everyone can see it. I might as well zoom in so we can see it better. I appreciate that, Oni, the fact that his abs and such are out is not my problem. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness. Okay. This one's name is Otakemaru if you want to do more personal research, Lamia. Okay, let's continue. Oh, that is so cute and funny. Two of our cats are play fighting. And now well, Gwen is the mother of Laurie, and she is chasing him. They're so funny. Okay. Sorry for that. Let's read about Yoshitsune at Daimotsu Bay. Minamoto Yoshitsune was a celebrated military genius who assisted his half-brother Yoritomo to consolidate power over Japan during the Genpei War between the Minamoto and the Taira clans and their respective allies. On behalf of Yoritomo, who was the head of the Minamoto clan, Yoshitsune won a number of decisive battles, such as the Battle of Ichi-no-Tani, west of present-day Kobe, in the spring of 1184, and 1 year later, the Battle of Dan-no-Ura in the Shimonoseki Strait between Japan's main island of Honshu and its largest southern island of Kyushu. The latter battle was decisive for the final destruction of the Taira. After his victory, Yoshitsune had planned a triumphant return to Kamakura, where Yoritomo resided. However, Yoritomo became suspicious of Yoshitsune's ambitions and knew that he could not control him. Hence, he did not allow Yoshitsune to enter Kamakura and prevented him from receiving any official posts as a reward. Yoshitsune began to resent Yoritomo and returned to Kyoto. In the 10th lunar month of 1185, Yoritomo sent troops to attack Yoshitsune, who was, however, able to defend himself with the support of his new ally, his uncle Yokai. After Yoritomo's attack, Yoshitsune and Yokai secured imperial authorization to move against their aggressor, Yoritomo. But Yoritomo's old allies did not turn against him, and Yoshitsune therefore failed to recruit enough vassals to have a viable chance of winning against his half-brother. At the end of the 10th lunar month, Yoritomo himself led his army to pursue Yoshitsune, who fled from Kyoto, to make his way to Kyushu and regroup there with his few allies. Yoshitsune reached the coast at Daimotsu, which is present-day Amagasaki City, where he and his men boarded ships. At the beginning of the 11th lunar month, they set sail for Kyushu. But a powerful storm jeopardized Yoshitsune's plans and forced him to return to shore, preventing his escape to Kyushu. He had no choice but to continue his flight on land. He managed to escape repeatedly over the next several years, until a final standoff at a Buddhist temple in northern Honshu in the spring of 1189. A wild, unidentified ghost appears. What? Good luck, I hope you catch it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. What the heck? Hopelessly outnumbered by Yoritomo's men, Yoshitsune committed suicide. According to legend, the storm of Daimotsu that had prevented Yoshitsune from escaping to Kyushu was not caused by natural forces. It was in these waters that Yoshitsune had destroyed the fleet of the Taira, and it was the wrath of the slain warriors that had created the furious storm in revenge. This became a popular motif in woodblock prints, with many impressive designs of a large ship battling high waves and the vengeful spirits. That one is so cool too. I like that one a lot. The vengeful spirits in the water, in the ocean. Like influencing the weather and such. Preventing the living from traveling further. I think that's so cool. This one looks interesting. Oh, I think this... Wow. This is the last one in the book. Oh my goodness. I'm probably just gonna read random ones after this then. Where is it? Random. Oh, this one is actually a little bit cute. What is the unidentified ghost, honey? That is so cool. The ghost was Mr. Mime. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna read about Kuko after we finish the last one in our book. Let me hide that for just 1 second while I look it up. It's called Iga no Tsubone. And Fujiwara Mototo. Okay, let's see. Images. I think this is like a... It looks like a bird man. He has wings. Let's see. Okay, I think this one is clear enough. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Here they are. I'm not sure which is which yet. Okay. There we go. Okay. Iga no Tsubone and Fujiwara Mototo. There are several Iga no Tsubone or Lady Iga in Japanese history. The most famous, Iga no Tsubone, was the daughter of the military commander Shinozuka Shigehiro. She was considered very brave and served as lady-in-waiting to Empress Shintai Kenmon. Shintai Kenmon. The wife of Emperor Godaigo. The book Gleanings of Yoshino from the Muromachi period describes a meeting between Iga no Tsubone and the spirit of Fujiwara Mototo. Thank you for the hydrate, Lamia. Thank you, thank you. I'm definitely gonna have to refill my water after stream. Not intimidated by this otherworldly encounter, she listens to Mototo's grudge when he served as Ueman no Taifu, lieutenant of the Right Division of Outer Palace Guards. He gave his life for the Empress, but because he did not receive a proper burial, he was now wandering restlessly, resenting the Empress. When Iga no Tsubone returns, she reports this to the Empress, who orders the Lotus Sutra to be read for 21 days. Excuse me. Mototo's ghost never reappeared. The spirit confronting Iga no Tsubone in the series 100 Stories from Japan and China by Tsukioka Yoshitoshi was erroneously labeled Fujiwara Nakanari, a nobleman who was killed for plotting against Emperor Saga. This confusion appears to have started with a print by Utagawa Hiroshige in the series Imitations of the Ogura 100 Poets, one poem each. Interesting. Interesting. So because he did not receive a proper burial, he became resentful of the Empress. Huh. Even though she listened to his grudge, and she wasn't even intimidated by his otherworldly encounter. That's interesting. But, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I've heard from other legends, stories, when there's not a proper burial or a funeral, then yeah, the spirits... Oh, sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I bonked the mic stand with my book. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? The spirits become, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Please forgive me. I feel horrible now. Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'm sorry. I was just so excited to put the book away because we finished. We're done with the book. We're so cool and amazing. Face boost. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I'll probably read about a few more. Maybe for like, I don't know, 20 more minutes? Something like that. But yes. We finished our book. Go us. We're so cool and amazing and awesome. But yes. Now that we're done with the book, we can just look at all of the random yokai on the website that were not mentioned in the book because there are so many. Literally, there are so many yokai on this website. It's so cool. Okay. This was the random one we chose earlier. Kuko. Read forever and stay with us. Of course. Of course I will. I never want the yokai readings to end. It was just the book that I had that kind of started it all. So I really wanted to finish it. But now we no longer need it, as we have read everything. Now we go on our own journey, yeah? Our own journey in exploring yokai. So this one is Kuko. Translation is Sky Fox. Alternate name is Inari Kuko. Habitat, the sky. Diet is none. They have no physical bodies and do not require sustenance. Appearance. Inari? Where? Huh? Who dat? Who's Inari? This one is... This one. Oh, ads are starting in about 1 minute. So, if you are not subscribed, you may want to lower your volume. Okay. Appearance. Kuko are Zenko, or also known as good kitsune, which have lived for an extremely long time and achieved the highest ranks of kitsune society. A tenko can become a kuko after reaching 3,000 years of age. Upon achieving this rank, a kitsune takes on a much more human-like appearance. They lose their tails entirely, although their ears still resemble a fox's. They do not have physical bodies and exist as being of pure spirit. They are telepathic and clairvoyant, and can even see into the future. Their level of magical power is the highest it will ever be, on par with the gods. Behavior. Although they are the oldest and most powerful form of kitsune, kuko are only the second highest ranking kitsune after tenko. This is because after 3,000 years they have reached a sort of retirement age where they are no longer working in the service of Inari, whereas younger kitsune still actively serve the gods. A kuko's duties are more like that of a privy council member or a venerated elder. Interactions. When kuko interact with human beings, it is only to do good deeds. They might increase the prosperity of a temple or a household. They may help a good and honest person achieve fame for their skills. And they might possess a pure-hearted but foolish person in order to teach him how to improve his life. When a kuko possesses a human, it does not cause mental disorder or sickness in the way that it is commonly associated with kitsune tsuki. Legends. A late Edo period book called Kyusensha Manpitsu tells the story of an encounter with a kuko. A kuko who has been living in Kyoto for a long time decided to make a journey to Edo. Along the way, he stopped to rest at the house of a samurai named Nagasaki Genjiro. He decided to borrow the body of one of Genjiro's servants, a 14-year-old boy. He spoke through the boy and described to Genjiro the different ranks of kitsune and the differences between Zenko and Yako, good and bad kitsune. He explained that while Yako harm humans, Zenko possess stubborn or foolish humans in order to teach them important lessons, and they only use their magic to help people. He explained that he was in fact a Zenko, merely inhabiting the boy's body temporarily. A wild Sizor appears. The kuko remained in control of Genjiro's servant's body for 5 days. During this time, he entertained Genjiro's household and neighbors with tales of the Genpei War, the Battle of Danoura, and the Battle of Sekigahara. After everyone had been thoroughly entertained, the Kuki departed. Kuko, not Kuki, oh my gosh. The kuko departed the servant's body, but not before he used his magic to cure the diseases and ailments the boy had been suffering from. Before he left, as a gesture of thanks for Genjiro's hospitality, the kuko presented Genjiro with a signed calligraphic Scroll containing the secret inner teachings of Hakkei Shinto. Hmm. Interesting. So it was a good spirit. Well, being is so cool. I liked that a lot. Okay. Let's look for another random one. Oh. I'm assuming this is another one of the yokai that gain a soul after existing for a very long time. Okay, let's see. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Excuse me. Kurayaro. Translation is saddle rascal. Appearance. Kurayaro are saddles whose masters have been slain. They take on lives of their own and act like warriors. Legends. The most famous Kurayaro was once the saddle of Kamata Masakiyo, the first and foremost retainer to Minamoto no Yoshitomo, general and head of the Minamoto clan. After losing a battle during the Heiji Rebellion, he and his lord fled from Kyoto, but they were betrayed and murdered by an ally. Kamata Masakiyo's wrath at being betrayed remained after his death and became attached to his saddle, which transformed into a Tsukumogami. Yep. Afterwards, his saddle would pick up sticks and prance about like a warrior, fighting everything it could. Even after his death, Masakiyo's weapons were loyal to his cause. Oh. I love it. I love it when items, just random items, gain a soul and become yokai. It's so cool. Love it. Okay, next random. Oh, you look a little bit spooky. I don't think I would ever want to see this in my house. Okay, let's read. Nando Baba. Translation is storeroom hag. Nani the heck is that? It's a storeroom hag. Habitat is storerooms or closets. Diet is whatever they can find. Appearance. Nando Baba is an old hag who haunts storerooms and closets, especially in western Japan. They look like short, ugly, balding old women in ragged clothing. Jeez. They never go easy with the descriptions. Behavior. Nando Baba make their homes in storerooms, sheds, and closets. The darker and dirtier, the better. They are shy and jumpy, so they prefer storerooms which remain closed during the day and are only rarely opened. Interactions. Nando Baba are not violent and don't do anything particularly harmful to humans. When someone opens the storeroom door, they quickly scurry away and hide, and so they are rarely encountered. If the door is opened suddenly and they are taken by surprise, they will leap out of the storeroom screaming and chase people around the house. Oh my gosh. If you strike them on the head with a broom, they will become disoriented. Then they will run away and hide under the floorboards. In some areas, Nando Baba are believed to steal newborn infants. However, this is due to confusion between Nando Baba and the much more dangerous Yama Uba. Origin: Nando Baba were probably once protector spirits, a kind of house god which inhabited storerooms. In ancient Japanese religion, there were different tutelary deities for every part of the house. As ancient traditions were replaced by newer ones, old customs died away, leaving yokai in place of the forgotten gods. I mean, she's harmless. Or they, I don't know. Yeah, she's harmless. She just looks a little bit spooky. She just wants to be left alone. I don't mind her anymore. She's fine. I wouldn't be so scared anymore. Random. Oh, hello. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I've never seen this one before, but it already looks really good. Botamochi Bakemono. Okay. Translation. Does Botamochi not translate anything? Is that just a name? Botamochi Bakemono translates to Botamochi monster. Habitat is underneath floorboards, and diet is unknown. Unknown. We don't know. Appearance. Botamochi Bakemono are audio phenomena which come from underneath a house's floorboards. It gets its name from botamochi, a sweet made from sticky rice covered in brown azuki paste. Oh, cool. I wonder why though. That's funny. Behavior. Botamochi Bakemono are sound mimics. They prank people by copying the voices of people who live in the house. Oh, that's freaky. That's really freaky, actually. Origin. Botamochi Bakemono appears in Tachibana Nankei's 1797 book, Toyuki, a collection of local tales collected from villages around Japan. Legends. Long ago, at a certain farmer's house in the village of Shinjo, which is present-day Sabe, Fukui Prefecture, a strange voice was heard. The voice came from underneath the floorboards and repeated everything that was said in the house. Everyone in the house was shaken up. They tore up the floorboards to see who was playing a prank on them, but nobody was there. Rumors about the strange voice spread amongst the neighborhood. A group of young men gathered in the farmer's house to test the phenomena. Sure enough, any time one of them spoke, a voice from under the floorboards repeated back whatever they said. They tried to guess the source of the voice. One of them called out, "You're an old tanuki, aren't you?" "I am no tanuki." Another young man took a guess. "I know, you're a kitsune." "I am no kitsune." One by one they took turns guessing what kind of yokai it was. "You're an echo." "An itachi." "A kappa." "A kawauso." "An ukoromochi," which is a mole. The voice answered no to all of them. Finally, One of the young men called out, half jokingly, "All right then, you're a botamochi." The voice replied, "That's right. I am a botamochi." After that, the mysterious voice was referred to as a botamochi bakemono. News of it traveled throughout the village and eventually reached the castle. A number of government officials were sent to investigate. They spent the night at the farmer's house and called out to the botamochi bakemono, but the strange voice remained silent for the whole night. After the government officials left, the voice once again began to repeat everything that the villagers said. Time and time again, government officials were dispatched to the house, but each time they visited, the botamochi bakemono remained silent. Eventually, they had to give up and close their investigation. About 1 month after the investigation was officially closed, the mysterious voice ceased altogether. It was never heard again. That one was pretty cool. I like that one. It was just silly goofy, pranking the villagers. Okay. One more. Random. Hey! We already read about you. We already read about Kiyohime. She looks really cool. Translation is Princess Kiyo or Lady Kiyo. But, I think we're gonna pick another since we already read about her before. Random. Oka? We read about you before too. What the heck? It looks so silly. Okay. Come on. Give me one I haven't read about before. Oh. Princess fish. It's a princess fish. Okay. Hime Uo. Translation is princess fish, but alternate name is Jinja Hime. Habitat is deep in the sea, and diet is unknown. Appearance. Hime Uo are mermaids that have the body of a fish and the face of a woman. Their bodies are about 4.5 to 5 meters long, and their heads are around 90 centimeters long. Excuse me. They have long black hair, and 2 horns sprout from the top of their heads. They are creatures of good luck, and viewing an image of them will protect the viewer from disease and evil spirits. Let's just keep looking at her then. A wild cherim appears. Cherim? Cherim or cherim? I don't know. One of those. Interactions. Hime Uo are servants of Ryujin and spend their lives deep underwater. They only appear to humans when they have an important message to deliver from the dragon god, such as warnings of coming plagues. Origin. A Hime Uo was sighted in 1819 near the island of Hirado in what is now Nagasaki Prefecture. The Hime Uo's words and its details, including body length, hair length, and color, were recorded and printed along with an illustration and distributed like flyers around the country. Due to the instructions that its image should be hung in every house for protection, countless copies of these flyers were made. Some were printed, while others were hand-copied, resulting in a vast number of slightly different depictions of Hime Uo being circulated across Japan. Some have long hair, some have short hair, some have pointy horns, other have deer-like antlers, some are bearded. The number of swords in their tails varies as well. Several other yokai originate from the same story. While they seem to be the same creature originating from Hirado, Nagasaki in 1819, the depictions vary in several details, including the size and shape of the fish. They tend to be divided up based on their appearance, with the shorter fish-like ones categorized as hime-uo, the longer serpentine ones categorized as jinja-hime, and others with local names such as kamiki-hime. Legends. On April 8th, 1819, a strange fish appeared off the coast of Hirado, Hizen province. The fish delivered a warning. I am a messenger from Ryujin. In 7 years' time, a disease called cholera will break out across the country, and many people will die. However, if you hang my picture in your house, it will ward off the sickness, and your descendants will thrive. I have come now to deliver this message to you. Then the strange fish disappeared back into the sea. She's cool. Oh my god, there's literally so many different versions of her. Jinja Hime, Ryugu no Tsukai, Kamike Hime, and then this one she looks like a turtle. Honengame? Like what? That's so cool. So interesting. Okay, well, that's gonna be the end of stream today. I want to thank everybody for watching, chatting, lurking. I appreciate you all so much. Fantastic stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I still don't know why Stream Elements is just like link. I don't know. It's silly. And I keep forgetting to fix that. Who are we rating tonight? Any suggestions? Maybe Violet Spellcraft? I don't think we rated her in a while. Oh, it's her 1-year anniversary. Is that, 1 second. Cool. Yeah, let's raid Violet. Okay. Oops. I don't want to misspell it. Okay. So we are going to be reading Violet Spellcraft. She is a very gorgeous witch VTuber who runs a lovely apothecary. Let's go show her some support. Oh, and thank you for posting the raid message, honey. If you would like to follow through with the raid, we have a raid message if you would like to copy and then paste it once we get over there. But yeah, that is it from me tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great rest of your day or nights wherever you're from. Next stream I will be a ghost. Ooh, spooky. But yes, I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye.